He what?
He did.
Did he what? Wow. What do you mean?
Eddie Murphy, he partied all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he's quite a party animal, right?
He is.
All right,
Absolutely.
9:26 here on the Morning Drive. Thanks for having us on Flying Dutchman, Carrie Chong. And with us here in the studio today is John Louis.
Morning, John.
From the
Hello.
Straits Times. Hi, welcome back, John.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're talking about this movie that's controversial, to say the least. Yeah. Snow White. It's just been released by Disney. This is obviously a rehash of a classic, right, from the 1930s. And in your review, wow. First and foremost, okay, not going to let anything out of the bag, but what do you think of the movie after watching it? Because we've not watched it.
Yeah.
I did not like it.
Okay.
Wow.
Very succinct.
Having read your article, I would never have said that. I would
never have guessed.
have said
Wow, what gave it away?
every other paragraph.
Oh, okay. That obvious, huh?
So tell us, why didn't you like it?
Well, it had a lot of problems. One was that it shouldn't have been done in the first place. The 1937, Disney has been doing live action remakes.
Why?
They did Mufasa, they did Lion King, they did Little Mermaid, and so on and so on. So maybe they should not have touched this one because it carries a lot of problems in it. Yeah.
Correct.
It was made in 1937. It had a lot of
A different time for different people.
A different time, yeah.
Yeah. But when it first came out, the majority of the reviews were quite good.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody went, wow.
Really?
And then
Yeah.
the wow suddenly became
As in
wow.
when they first announced that they were going to make the live action movie,
No,
right?
you're talking about 1937 or
No, this one.
Oh, okay.
When
Because
they
I spoke to
announced.
people who saw it initially, right? And they went, wow. And then that wow became wow. Wow.
Really? No,
Yeah.
for me, I thought the movie, before it was even released, it was
Yeah.
already creating some kind of negative, conversations among people. Should we talk about this? How
Sure.
Snow White, the character, is being played by an actress of Polish and Colombian nationality.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So she is Latina?
Rachel Zegler, yeah.
Rachel Zegler.
Yeah.
She's a singer, songwriter, actress. I've not heard of her, not seen any of her work.
Yeah.
But the people are saying she is not white enough to be Snow White.
Before we get into that,
Yeah.
is she any good as an actress?
Oh, she's great.
Okay.
She was in that...
No, in this particular role.
she was good in this movie. She was not the problem in this movie.
Okay.
Right, okay.
But we'll find out, okay, what was the problem John Louis had with Snow White, the movie. Join us on Facebook right now.
The Morning Drive.
Yes, now we are on.
Okay, now
We've
we're
got the microphones on.
All right, so John, comfortable talking about that, or
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was great as an actress, but I think a lot of the controversy started even before the movie was released, all right,
Yeah.
over the casting. And then she said certain things about Snow White, the classic animation as well. There were some comments she made. So it made it very, very polarizing, I think. People were like, do I want to like this movie? Do I want to watch it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's the matter of her race, right? She's, like you said, she's not white enough to be Snow White, which, I have problems with because race shouldn't be a problem in casting in 2025. That's the principle I hold to. And it's a principle that Hollywood seems to be going behind. It seems to be following along. Yeah.
But the question is, the color is one thing. There were a lot of other things wrong with this movie. And reading your review,
Yeah.
the dwarfs.
Yeah, you can't have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs without the Seven Dwarfs. The problem is in 2025, how do you portray these caricatures of little people? Because let's face it, in 1937, it was the time of circuses, it was the time of freak shows, which we don't have now.
But these are okay. What were the Seven Dwarfs? They were minors.
Yeah.
Were
They were minors,
They were
yes.
minors. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to get someone to explain to me why it would have been wrong to use actual, and there are a lot of them, acting dwarfs. Is it politically correct to call them midgets? I don't know.
I don't think we call them midgets.
Okay, let's
now,
call them dwarfs. Let's call them
little
dwarfs.
people.
Little
So,
people
yeah.
to play these roles because they are actors portraying a role. We need to get away from this thing that it's a freak show. They're not. They're actors playing coal miners.
Yeah, I mean, look at Peter Dinklage. He has such a successful career being a small person.
Yeah.
So why can't we have actual little people playing the role of dwarves? Or do you think it's too freaky? Because
well,
this would be cute.
In Game of Thrones, Peter Dinklage was playing a dwarf that was going against stereotypes. He was smart, ambitious, and he had power. Here in Snow White, you have dwarfs who are playing into a stereotype, a caricature of dwarfs. It's like the way we would have problems with the casting of a person of a certain race in a movie role. Jack Neill got into trouble for that.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah,
yeah.
In one of his movies because he cast them and then he used them in a very stereotypical way. It's whether you laugh with a person or you laugh at a person. That's the difference.
Okay.
That's why dwarfs are a problem in 2025.
So and also Gal Gadot as the evil queen.
Oh yeah.
Convincing or not? Good looking evil queen, man.
Yeah, she's a former beauty queen. No, she doesn't have the range. We're used to, in recent times we have great Disney villainesses. Maleficent.
Yes.
Maleficent, Cruella.
Yeah.
We've had great Disney villainesses. And then she comes like, what? What? You go like, what?
Yeah.
Is she not like dramatic or evil enough? She too pretty or what?
Yeah, the way I think they wrote the part for her and she was very underwhelming. I think maybe the expectations are, we've now come to expect Disney villainesses to carry a certain largeness of character.
They're
right?
powerful.
They're powerful. I mean, even in the cartoon, the animated Little Mermaid.
Yes.
The witch who
Ursula.
Ursula, yeah. She was big, she was strong, she was powerful.
Yeah.
You want that, right? In a Disney villainess, but Gal Gadot was not bringing
too refined.
She was
Yeah.
very underwhelming.
Poor thing.
She was overdressed for the party.
So basically in this movie, whether you're the lead actress, you're the villainess, or you're a dwarf, you just didn't make it.
Yeah, can't win, man.
Cannot win.
It's so difficult.
But do you think the problem with Disney is that they're trying too hard to redo these classics? And I have to say, I don't know. Snow White is not one of my favorite animations because it's dated.
It's aged.
It's aged, right? The storyline of how princess needs to be saved, it doesn't work in this day and age.
But I disagree totally with you there. It's not about things like this can't age. This is literary history. So Shakespeare is dated.
Yeah.
It's dated. So what are we going to do? Change that?
People have done that.
Yeah, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. We've done it here with Snow White and it doesn't work. So why are we regurgitating this stuff? Surely there's new stuff out there that can be done.
Yeah, that's the question as well, right?
I mean, that's where I agree with you. So why did they even want to redo this? They should have just left it alone.
Yeah.
If they can't say anything new with it. Yeah.
You can't say, it's been done to death, whether it's live animation or animation itself. It's been done to death. Just leave it alone.
Well, the problem is Disney is sitting on a gold mine, and that is their intellectual property. And they have to refresh, rebrand, do a makeover for new audiences. And that's what they've been doing with all their live action do-overs, right?
Yeah.
So they have to redo this stuff, repackage it as a new product and sell it again. And that's what they're doing. And just didn't do a very good job with it.
I'm just wondering if all this woke stuff is actually a way of justifying the regurgitation?
I think they'd rather not have the controversy. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd rather not. I think they're driven by, I guess, things like profit. So they would go with the safest, most profitable option, and this is what we ended up with.
Right.
What other? Well, I don't know. I mean, if let's say you happen to be a fan of the classic, right? Any? See, what's the saving grace? Like, to go catch this one.
What's one saving grace? Well, they've kept some of the songs.
Yeah.
So, things like Hi Ho.
Yeah.
Once you say it, you can't. It's like earworm.
Hi ho.
Is it close enough for a parent to take a young child to and say, this is the Snow White?
I think it's as a family film, for a child, I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that the adults will be pretty bored.
Right. Okay. No, but because I've always thought that's who it's targeted at.
All right, we're going to go back on air right now and continue this conversation. Patrick Hernandez and Born to Be Alive on 1FM 91.3. Good morning. It's the Morning Drive. Joining us here in the studio, John Louis from the Straits Times, talking about Snow White, the live-action movie that was just released sometime back.
And it's interesting because I asked John whether this, if I had young children, never seen Snow White before, is this a movie worth taking them to see? And you said it is. It doesn't stray too much from what it's supposed to be.
No, it has core values. It should be entertaining enough. Musically, the songs are still great.
Yeah,
and it's just that it's not all ages. The older folks might be a little bored.
And then we were talking about how various reasons why it didn't do well, or rather, it's not really doing well at the box office. Let's talk about that again. Namely, the casting. Gal Gadot is not very convincing as a villainess.
No, she's not. No.
Yeah,
she's
out of her range.
Out of her range.
Did they change up, or did they do something different with the plot? There's a new character in there as well, right? This guy.
Yes,
like a Robin Hood character.
The Robin Hood character, I think he's called Jonathan. He replaces the prince.
Oh.
Yeah. In the original, Snow White sits back and waits to be saved all the time. She doesn't do anything herself. So she waits the song, Someday My Prince Will Come.
Yeah.
So in the new one, she sort of becomes an accomplice to Jonathan, the Robin Hood character.
I see. So this Jonathan character is not really a prince per se.
No, he's not.
Wait, but she still eats the apple, right? Falls into a deep sleep, and then he comes and kisses her, and then she awakes from her slumber.
Are we getting into spoiler territory?
Yeah, let's
Sorry,
not go there.
yeah. We'll go there, okay? But I just
the fairy tale was written 300 years ago.
No, but I just want to add.
Think it's safe now?
I think because we talked about how the classic is dated for today, right? But Disney has tried to kind of put Rachel Zegler, the Snow White, right, character, into a more like save myself, like a heroine, that's into the plot somehow.
She has more agency is what they're trying to do.
Okay. Yeah, so she's not like all damsel in distress and all that. So that's something good, I suppose, that they're doing with Snow White. So one last question before we go. If you could look at a piece of literature or a classic that you want to see being remade onto the big screen, which would it be?
Oh my God.
Can be Disney, can be,
I actually
else.
know exactly what I want.
Wow, okay, FD.
Well, you go first.
Okay, you remember I was talking about the Yellow Brick Road?
Yeah.
Today, and how it was at one point done as an all-coloured cast.
The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Yeah, The Wiz, right?
The Wiz.
With Michael Jackson.
So, Michael Jackson, a lot of music from Diana Ross and blah, 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 blah. So it's an all-coloured cast.
Yeah.
Even the language was different. I want to see Romeo and Juliet done that way.
Okay, but an adaptation, right?
Yeah,
so
I mean,
cast
completely
whoever.
with the language change.
like a rock musical.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Wasn't okay.
But not. I want it done today.
Okay.
I want it
All
done
right,
today
John, your
with a
turn.
colored cast. I think it'd be brilliant.
Okay, I'll go. Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay.
I love that one.
Okay.
As a musical,
As a musical. Okay.
would you?
Hunchback of Notre
Yeah,
Dame.
maybe.
Okay, as a
maybe.
musical.
Yeah.
Okay.
That animation made me cry, man. It was like,
Okay.
ooh, yes. John?
Maybe Lord of the Rings as a rock musical. I don't know.
Boy, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
That would be like 500
Yeah.
hours long. Thanks.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Before we go, have you watched Adolescence yet?
I haven't. I love it.
There you go. Everybody loves it. Everybody who's seen Adolescence loves it.
Yeah, parents, please go watch it. Okay, thank you so much, John, for joining us here today in the studio. Back to the Myths, music on 1FM.
The Morning Drive, 6 till 10 a.m. on 1FM 91.